This is what the neurons look like when they're connected. And it's through these connections. This is what we call learning. When these neurons come together, we are learning, or we are remembering, creating and anchoring a memory. And when they come apart, that is when we are forgetting. So this has implications in terms of things like dementia and Alzheimer's. It also has implications in terms of consciously severing these connections so that we may have less connection to the things that have hurt us, hurtful memories in the past. When those connections are broken, it's called pruning. So we're talking about a pruning of these neural connections. The key here is the heart brain and the cranial brain. These two brains, they're separate networks, but they work together. They communicate with the body, and the evidence suggests they even communicate beyond the body. So this is the beginning, I think, of a brand new science, a new science. How do we access the intelligence of the heart? I know I'm covering a lot of ground here. I'm moving quickly and just barely scratching the surface of what's possible here. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this heart intelligence. Now that we know this neural network exists between the heart and the brain, when we learn to connect them, it gives us all kinds of abilities. The heart intelligence, it's very, very fast. The heart thinks differently than the brain. Maybe you can intuit why that would be, because the heart does not go through the filters that the brain goes through to come to a decision or to make a choice or to access information. The heart does not go through the filters of ego, of self-value, of self-worth, of hurt, of anger, of frustration. The heart doesn't do that. So heart intelligence, it's very, very fast. Boom, the information is right there. When you ask your heart something in this connection, the answer is right there. The heart-brain connection, it is a hotline to the subconscious. And this is important because so many of the patterns that hurt us, so many of the patterns of disease in the human body, people would never consciously create those things, of course, but there are subconscious programming within all of us. From the time we are born until we're 7 years old, we are in a hypnagogic trance. We are sponges for patterns of information. We have no filters. So if we are in an environment that gives us good patterns, that's good. If we're in an environment with parents or in a society in wartime, for example, in the middle of a war zone, or with people who haven't learned the tools of emotional self-regulation, then we can pick up those patterns and they can lead to disease later in life. More on that in just a moment. So this connection is a conduit to the subconscious, is a conduit to very deep states of intuition, intentional intuition. We've all had moments where the intuition has come to us spontaneously, and we say, oh, I suddenly have a vision and I understand everything in the universe. Oh, it's gone. How does that happen? It's this connection where we can trigger these consciously at will and maintain the connections, creating what we now call super learning, moving into gamma states of brain activity, very high states of brain activity, and even states of precognition. The studies are showing where the heart anticipates an event that is going to be emotionally significant before the event ever happens. This is very well documented in the scientific literature. There's a lot of controversy about how and why it happens, but there's no controversy of the fact that it is happening under laboratory conditions and in life. And if you're not into any of those things, just making this connection, it's a trigger for over 1,300 biochemical reactions in the body. And these include things like anti-aging hormones, the immune response, mood regulation, cardiovascular health, all of those things. Heart intelligence is very, very fast. And I just wanted to give you a quick example, the power of 180 seconds. Because the studies have shown that we know within 180 seconds, that's about 3 minutes. It is exactly 3 minutes, 60 seconds times 3. We know within 3 minutes when the person in our presence is a potential compatible life mate, sustainable compatible life mate forever. We know that within 180 seconds. Our heart knows it. However, we will often discount what our heart tells us, and we will enter into a personal relationship, a romantic relationship, a business relationship, a job, a friendship, even when our heart says this may not be the best thing, because we discount that experience and we tend to think with our mind and we make all kinds of excuses and exceptions about why we think this may be successful. But the heart knows in 180 seconds. So in 180 seconds, we know if we've got the right partner. Sometimes we take 10 or 20 years for the life experience to catch up with us and say, oh, maybe that wasn't the best decision, or maybe it was. So heart intelligence, very, very fast. Deep states of intuition. I wanted you to see what this looks like. What you're seeing on the screen is a scan of brain waves, and you're seeing in the center of the screen a big dip in the brain waves because something has grabbed the brain's attention. Because this was under laboratory conditions, we now know what it was. It was a heartbeat. It was the R wave, the peak wave of a heartbeat, grabbing the attention of the brain waves. This is showing us a beautiful example of when we are in that optimum connection. This is the heart communicating with the brain. Those brain waves are what you're seeing on the left side of the screen. This is the heart-brain connection. And when you have that, that is you connecting to your subconscious, you connecting to making powerful affirmations that your body understands, you having deep states of intuition. So all of these things are possible. This is why this connection is so powerful. It's why I'm so excited to share this with you and talk to you about it. But it goes beyond our physical body. What you're seeing on the screen is a brainwave of a mother who has given birth to a baby. The baby is in another room in the same building. You're seeing, again, a big dip in the mother's brainwave, and a sign that you're saying, what is the brain responding to? Well, because it's under laboratory conditions, they can tell that the mother's brain is responding to the baby's heartbeat in another part of the house. So even though they are not physically connected, the last graph was for one individual, heart-brain connection for an individual. This is the baby's heartbeat showing up in the mother's brain waves. This is how a mother knows when her child needs something. This is the deep connection that a mother will have with her children all of her life, whether they're in the same house or in the same room or they're in a battlefield halfway around the world. Parents know when their kids are in trouble and when good things are happening as well. It's not all about bad things. And this helps us to understand why this is. It's amazing, absolutely amazing to see what this means. So this heart intelligence, fast conduit to subconscious, deep intuition, the trigger for these biochemical reactions in our bodies, and it goes even further than that.